Hey guys, welcome back to FedEx Gaming's Redstone tutorials. In this tutorial, I'm showing you guys how to build my X piston door, which is just a modified 3x3 door. So if we come over here and click this button, our door opens up. We can go ahead and walk on inside. Now, you don't need the glowstone. However, I like the glowstone a lot because one, it lights up the door, and two, when you open up the door, it lights up the door. So we walk on through our X piston door, and then we could close it on this side as well. And now it kind of looks like a little bit of a different design. You can still see the X, but now it kind of looks like a circle piston door. I don't know, but it looks really different from the inside as well, but it still looks nice. I think it looks very nice. And then we click the button again, our door will open up. Walk on through, and then obviously we can close the door again on this side as well. So like I said, it's just pretty much like a modified 3x3 door. I use kind of the same bottom as my star piston door, and if you haven't seen that, I'll put a link for that in the description below. But I changed it up a bit to keep it all just 3 wide on the bottom and pretty much only 2 wide on top. So let's start building this thing, guys. All right, guys, so for this build, we're going to need a 9x3 spacing. We're also gonna have to dig down 4. Now that is just for the door itself. When we put our inputs in, you're going to need a 5x3 spacing, but that's just in case you know how to do your own inputs and you know you want to set up your own input. But if we're gonna do the same one as mine, you're gonna need a 5x9 spacing. Now for this build, we're going to need 15 sticky pistons, 1 dropper, 1 hopper, 7 redstone torches, a handful of redstone dust, 6 redstone repeaters, 1 redstone comparator, 1 lever that's just to test out the build as we're building it. We're also going to need some blocks to put our redstone down on. These are my blocks I'm going to be using. And then for my primary blocks, which is going to be like, you know, your door blocks and, you know, glowstone and all that stuff, I'm going to be using black stained clay, glowstone, and you don't have to use a glowstone, but I think it looks really nice if you do. White stained clay for my X on my door, and then some sandstone for the flooring underneath it, like that. See how it's just a flooring right there? And then for our inputs, now this is for our buttons. Now if you want to do the same exact inputs I'm going to be doing, you're going to need 1 stone slab, 3 redstone repeaters, 2 redstone comparators, 1 hopper, 5 droppers, 1 powered rail, and 2 buttons. So let's start building this thing, guys. All right, guys, so once you've gotten your 9x3 spacing and you've dug down your 4, come to the bottom left hand corner and count over 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is where our input is going to be going. So you can go ahead and put your lever on here. This is just to test out the build as we are building it. Now, like I said in the beginning, this is just a modified 3x3 door. So if you know how to build a 3x3 piston door, you're gonna have a pretty good easy time building this. However, if you don't, then this is gonna be all new to you. So where we have our input block with our lever on it, we're gonna come right behind it and we're gonna put a torch right off the back of it, and we're gonna flip down this lever so this torch should go off. Then we're gonna put a block right above your off torch like that, and then 2 blocks to the side of this block. So 1, 2, like that, with a piece of redstone dust on top of the block that is above our off torch. Then to the side of the block that has the dust next to it, we're gonna put a torch right here. It should come, well, it should stay on. Redstone torch, it should come on. Then we're gonna put a block right underneath our redstone torch with some redstone dust right down here. And then coming off the right hand side of our redstone dust over here near our input block, we're gonna put another redstone torch right here. It should go off, and then we're gonna put a repeater coming out of that on 4 ticks delay, like so. So it should look something like this right now. Next, we're gonna put a block up right next to this redstone dust like that, and put a sticky piston facing towards our 4 tick delay repeater off this block right here. It should extend with a block on it. Next, we're gonna put a block above this on torch right here, and then put a torch to the side right here with another sticky piston going this way. Next, we're gonna make our way back down over here to our input block, and we're gonna put a block up right next to it with 2 sticky pistons facing upwards. And then we're gonna put 2 blocks like this, 1, 2, and we're just gonna test it really quick. This should be our whole extension. So if I click down this lever, boop, it extends our block up. And obviously we do not want this, and we're gonna put our modification in after we get our whole 3x3 in, because like I said, it's just a modified 3x3 door. So now what we're gonna do is the retraction for this. So if we flip down our lever right now, our retraction should do this. So if yours did not do that, if it didn't push it all the way up and then come down like this, that means you did something wrong. So now what we have to do is pretty much make it so this double piston extends and grabs that block right there. So what we're gonna do is swing back over here to the backhand side where this redstone dust is above this off torch. I'm gonna put a block down right here with a 3 tick delay repeater coming out of that dust. Put a block in front of your 3 tick delay repeater, a block down, put another repeater going this way on 1 tick delay with a sticky piston facing towards our 1 tick delay repeater with a block in front of it, so it looks something like that. Next, put a block in front of your 1 tick delay repeater with some redstone dust down on top of it. Swing to the front hand side where our input is, and we're going to put a block up right here. So 1, 2, put redstone dust here, put a block down next to this 1 tick delay repeater, and coming out of this block, we're going to put a repeater going this way on 4 ticks delay with a block in front of it, redstone dust here, a block on top of our repeater, and then we're gonna have to put a block of choice up here. Now I'm gonna be using black stained clay for up here, right like that, and then we're gonna put some redstone dust up here as well. So now if we click it, it should extend. Boop. Should extend all the way up, and then when we click it down, it should retract all the way down. Perfect. So if yours is not doing this, then you did something wrong and you're going to have to go back into the video. So next, what we're going to do is modify this to make it work for our X piston door, because we already know it's working. We flip up the lever, it extends all the way up, and then when we flip it down, it retracts everything. So now all we have to do is just modify it to make it work for the X piston door. So what we're going to start off by doing is deleting these 2 blocks right here, 1, 2. Those were just there to make sure everything was working. And then we're going to come over here, and where this off torch right here is between these 2 sticky pistons, we're going to delete this torch, get rid of it, and we're going to move it right over here. We're going to put the torch right here like that. Next, what we're going to do is swing over here to the backhand side, and where this torch is right here off, we're going to put a dropper, take out your droppers, and put a dropper facing towards this on dust like that. So you guys see where the off torch is, and our dropper's facing towards our back over here. Next, we're going to put a hopper going into this dropper, so go ahead and go into sneak mode like this, and put a hopper going into the dropper like so, and we're going to throw any item we want in here. So I'm just going to throw a sticky piston, whatever. You can throw dirt in here or something like that. That's probably the main thing to put in there, is just dirt, but I don't feel like taking out dirt right now to put it in there. Next, what we're going to do is, coming out of this hopper, we're going to put a comparator going this way, put a block in front of our comparator. Let's use a different color actually for this. So put a block in front of your comparator like that. Then coming out of this block right here, we're going to put a repeater on 1 tick delay with a block in front of it and redstone dust on top of it like that. So what this little modification right here will do, it will extend the middle block. However, it will retract the bottom block, making that nice X for our X piston door. So we're going to go ahead and throw our blocks of choice in here now. So whatever color you're making your X, put it right above this double piston extender like that. So I'm making my X white. If you're making it any other color, go ahead and put it right on top of that double piston extender. And then in front of this sticky piston, we're going to put our block of choice for our flooring. Now mine's going to be black stained clay, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it in like that. So if I flip up this lever, what's going to do, it's going to extend this block to the middle. However, it's going to retract down this block, so there's a little bit of there's a 1 block gap right here. So we flip up the lever. As you see, it pushes it up. However, it comes back down, leaving that 1 high gap right here. And then when I flip it back up, it retracts everything. So if yours is not doing this, then you did something wrong and you're going to have to go back and fix it. Now all we have to do is just add in all our extra little pistons and we are done, guys. So adding in all the little extra other pistons for our X is going to be very easy. It's a very easy part. So we're going to start off by the left hand side because that's the easiest side to do first. So what I want you to do is come right over here, and down here where this torch is, we're going to put a block right next to it like that. So it should look something like this, where that on torch is. Put some redstone dust here off this block. Put a block next to the redstone dust like that. Put a torch right above it on this block. The torch should go off. Then we're going to put a block right above the torch like that, and redstone dust like this. And then we're going to take out our sticky pistons, and we're going to put a sticky piston right off this off torch like that with the color of our X. So I'm going to be using white stained clay. And then coming off this redstone dust right here, we're going to do the same thing one more time. Put a piston like that, our sticky piston, and put our block of choice in front of it like this. So that should be one whole side of our X done. So if I flip up the lever, boop, that's one whole side of our X. As you can see, now it's making a backwards C, I guess. And then when we flip it down, it opens up. Now we just got to do this side. So next, all we have to do is the right hand side. So what we're going to do is just swing back over here, and where this 3 tick delay repeater is going into this block, we're going to go ahead and take out, yeah, let's just stick with the orange stained clay. And we're just going to come out 3 blocks this way. 1, 2, 3. And then right next to this block, we're going to put a piece of redstone dust here. Right next to this 1 tick delay repeater, we're going to put a piece of redstone dust here. And then we're going to put a repeater going this way on 1 tick delay into a block like so, with a torch on top of it. Then we're going to take actually out our block of choice. This is going to be your flooring block. You will be able to see this block. I'm going to put a block right here above this off torch like this. Then we're going to put a block right to the side of our torch over here with some redstone dust on top of it. Then put a block next to this redstone dust like this. So it looks something like this. Put a torch on top of the block. The torch should go off. A block on top of the torch. and redstone dust on top of the block. Next, take out your sticky pistons and put one right here next to the off torch, and put one right here next to this dust like that. And then we're going to go ahead and put in 2 blocks like so, and that's going to be our whole entire X for our door. So if you don't want to do the glowstone, if you don't want to do this glowstone part, you are completely done. However, if we're not done yet. So if we just flip this down like this, as you can see, it will make our X. So like I said, if you want to stop now and you just want to have the X like this for a door, then you are completely done. Let's actually just go ahead and put some blocks of choice in, just so you can see what the X looks like without the other parts in. Go. Like that. We're going to put some block. You know what? Let's open up. So there's our X, and we're going to open it up. Boop. There we go. And then we go ahead and put some blocks inside of it like this. There we go. So if you want just the X door like that, then you are completely done, guys. As you can see, just flip it up. It makes a nice X. You can see right through the door. However, it does make that X door shape. And then we flip it down. It opens up. Now, this is in case you want to do the actual other part with the glowstone. So what we're going to do is just swing over here. And you know what? Let's close the door. It'll make it easier if we close the door. Let's close the door real quick. Boop. I'm going to come to the backhand side over here. And then wherever there's a little gap, we're going to add another sticky piston. So right off this redstone dust that is on, we're going to put a sticky piston right here facing upwards. As you see, it already extends. And then we're going to take out our glowstone or whatever color you're going to be using. We're going to put it right here. As you see, it will block up that hole right there. Then what we're going to do is swing over here to the right hand side, and where this on torch is, we're going to put a block right next to it with redstone dust on top of it. As you can see, this will turn off. However, all we have to do is just put a block here and disconnect these two, and it should re-extend it if I just update this piston. So just put a block next to it. It will update it real quick. Then off this redstone dust, we're going to put another sticky piston facing outwards this way like that. Then put another glowstone block in front of it, or whatever color you're using. Now that hole is now filled. Next we're going to do is swing over here to the left hand side. I'm going to do the same exact thing we did over here. On this side, we're going to put a block right next to this redstone torch like this. Now if you're adding in the glowstone or whatever blocks back here, then you won't be able to see this block, so you won't have to worry about it. But if you did do the X, then you will be able to see that block. But then what we're going to do is just put some redstone dust on top of this block. We're going to do the same exact thing that we did over there. This will then not extend. We're going to put a block right here to disconnect it. Then just update this piston like that. Then coming off this redstone dust, just put a sticky piston facing this way with a block in front of it. I'm going to go ahead and use glowstone once again. And now all we have to do is the top piston. So to do the top piston, we're going to come over here on this left-hand side again. And we're going to put a torch right on top of this block. A block on top of the torch. And a torch to the side of the block. Take out your blocks of choice. You will be able to see these, and just put another row right here like that. And then just put some redstone dust going this way. 1, 2. And then off this redstone dust, we're going to put a sticky piston facing downwards. So what I like to do is just put a block right here. Then put a sticky piston facing downwards like that. It will extend down. And then put your glowstone in like that. And you can go ahead and delete this block up here. It's no longer needed. And your whole entire door should be done, guys. So this is what it looks like from the front. Then we flip up this lever. We'll flip down it. Our door opens up. And then we can actually go ahead and clean it up. Let me just clean it up real quick. I like making my stuff look nice. There we go. Clean it up. We'll come out one more so we don't have to see any of this redstone. There we go. So now if I flip down the lever, well, up the lever, it should come close. And there we have it, guys. There's our X piston door. Now all we have to do is just add in the buttons. Now if you know how to do your own inputs, you are done. You can add whatever kind of input you want. That is your input block right down there. But if you want to make the same input that I did over here with the buttons being right there, then just stick around, and we're gonna go ahead and build that right now. All right, guys, so if you want to put your buttons in the same exact location that I have mine over there, then you must follow me to a T. We're gonna have to change a few things around, but not much. So we're gonna come right over here to the right hand side, and where this part of the X is, we're gonna put a button right here. And we're going to delete the block underneath it. Now what I want you to do is take out your half slab that I told you we're going to need, and see this block right here that is above our 4-tick delay repeater. We're going to go ahead and delete this block right here where it has this redstone dust like that. Then we're going to put a slab upside down here and put the redstone dust back on top of it. So all we did was just remove the block and put a slab there upside down with redstone dust. Next, what you do is take out your droppers, and right underneath where our button is right here, we're going to put our dropper facing this way off our half slab, and then put a powered rail right above it so our button will activate our dropper like that. The powered rail should update your dropper. Next, we're going to go ahead and put a hopper going into the side of our dropper like this. So go into sneak mode and put a hopper coming out of your dropper like that, and then just throw any item inside of it. I'm just going to throw a piece of redstone dust. Make sure there's only one item in there, or else I'm pretty sure it will not work, but it might still work with more items inside this kind of one. But we're going to go ahead and then coming out of this hopper, we're going to go ahead and put a block right here with a comparator coming out of this hopper like that. So if I click this button, the comparator should come on. Boop. See, our comparator came on and went off. Came on and went off. So after we found out that our comparator is working, we're going to swing back down over here, and then we're going to take out our droppers again. And this is where it's going to get a little weird. We're going to go ahead and make a T flip-flop out of droppers and, well, pretty much droppers and hoppers. So what I want you to do is right off the bottom of here, we're going to go ahead and put a dropper facing this way towards the side of our build. And then we're going to put a dropper facing upwards underneath here. So you know what? Let's just start off like this. We're going to put a dropper facing upwards, and then off the block that the comparator is on, we're going to put a dropper facing towards the side of our build. And then right down in front of this dropper, we're going to put another dropper facing downwards like this off the side of this dropper. So go into sneak mode. You can see my butt. And we're going to put a dropper facing downwards like that. And then we're going to put a hopper going into the side of this dropper like this. So pretty much should have a dropper down here facing upwards into this one. This dropper should be going into this one. And this dropper should be going into the hopper. And that will make our hopper dropper T flip-flop. Then we're going to go ahead and throw any item we want in here. So I'm going to go inside this dropper, and we're just going to throw one item inside of it. And then right above this dropper that has the comparator in front of it, we're going to go into sneak mode and put a piece of redstone dust on top of it like that. And that should make our T flip-flop. Then coming out of this bottom dropper right here, we're going to put a comparator going this way like that. Put a block in front of our comparator. Put a piece of redstone dust coming out of the block. A repeater coming out of the redstone dust going towards our lever right there. A block in front of the repeater, and then we can go ahead and delete this lever right here. We no longer need it, and we're going to put a piece of redstone dust like that. So now when I click this button, our door should open up. So we click the button, our door opens up. Click the button again, our door closes. So if yours is not doing that, then you did something wrong, and you're going to have to fix your silent, well, it is kind of like a silent T flip-flop, but you're gonna have to fix your hopper dropper T flip-flop. Next, what we have to do is set up the button for the other side. So to set up for the button for the other side, we just come right over here to this side, and then we're gonna be putting the button in the same exact location that I did right here. See where that button is? We're gonna put a button right here off this block, and then delete the block right underneath it, and we're gonna still use our redstone stained clay just so we know what's going on. Next, what I want you to do is just put a block up right here with some redstone dust like this. Come a block down from the redstone dust, and then come over all the way around this area towards our droppers like that. Then coming out of this redstone dust, we're going to come down our block with redstone dust, put some redstone dust here, and then coming out of this redstone dust, we're going to put a repeater going this way on 1 tick delay because we don't want it messing with this torch. Put a block in front of our 1 tick delay repeater. Put another repeater facing out of this block on 1 tick delay with another block in front of your repeater, and then redstone dust right on top of this dropper like that. So it should look something like this. So when we click this button over here, it opens up. Click the button again, and it closes up, and you are completely done, guys. That is it. So now all I have left to tell you is just make sure you put a staircase or, you know, some sort of slab so this part doesn't get cut off, because if I put a full block here, as you can see, it's just going to make a bead of redstone dust, and this button will no longer work. So we have to use something that the block can phase through, well, the redstone dust can go through. So we're just going to put a slab like this upside down, and as you can see, the redstone dust does not get disconnected, and the button should still work just fine. And now all we have to do is clean up. You are completely done, guys. You have built the X piston door, so we're just going to fill this in right here. Fill this in right here. And like I said, if you just built the normal X, like without any of the glowstone, then maybe you want to come back to see this input or not. But this block is no longer needed if we're doing the glowstone version. So we're going to go ahead and put some blocks right here. Like this. So we don't have to see any of the redstone whatsoever. And there you guys have it. There is your door all cleaned up, all nice and beautiful. So now if we click this button, our door will close up, and it should look like your nice little X piston door with your glowstone behind it. And if we click it again, it should open up. So there you guys have it. That's how you build my X piston door. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a like and subscribe. Stay tuned with my newest videos. All right, guys. Peace.